This may actually be one of the most important videos you watch. Let's set the stage. You and your family are out having a great day. The sun's shining. Everyone is having fun. A near perfect day. And then you hear it. You think, was that gunshots? Your brain says no. It's probably somebody just dropping something or maybe fireworks. Just as these thoughts form and you snap out of it, you realize people all around you are running. They're panicking. There is absolutely no time to think. Your family looks to you for what to do. The difference between survival or becoming a victim are these three options. As a retired police officer of 20 years, current emergency manager, and civilian response to active shooter events instructor, one of my biggest fears is not that I'll find myself in an active shooter situation. It's that you will, without knowing these three simple options to survive. This can be a heavy topic. It's emotional, it's uncomfortable. But even worse is not taking the time to learn some simple options. You are not helpless. You have options. You can act. So what is an active shooter? Well, the FBI defines an active shooter as one or more people actively engaged in killing or attempting to kill people, typically in a populated area. Survival preparation starts before the attack. Your options don't start when the first shots are fired. It starts much earlier. You can even start today. FBI research found that active shooters are not easily identified through demographics alone. There's not a simple type of person that is an active shooter, but often there are concerning behaviors. Many attackers take time to plan and prepare their attack. 77% of subjects in one FBI study spent a week or longer planning their attack. 46% spent a week or longer preparing their attack. Active shooters often experience multiple stressors before the attack. They on average display 4 to 5 concerning behaviors that were observable to at least one person around them. That's important because people often notice something, but noticing is not enough. When others observe concerning behaviors, the most common response were to talk directly with the person or to do nothing. In only 41% of cases was the behavior actually reported to police. So here's the first takeaway. If you see concerning behavior, report it. But remember, there is no such thing as a suspicious person, only suspicious behaviors. Some concerning behaviors may include threats, stalking, harassment, aggressive behavior, new fascination with weapons, violent writings, or fixation or obsession with previous active shooter attacks. Now let's talk about leakage. People are generally not good at keeping secrets, and in this case, thank God. Leakage means someone communicates intent to harm a target, not necessarily intentionally. It just kind of leaks out through social media, text messages, videos, emails, journals, blogs, or even direct communication. But someone needs to report it if they see or hear these concerning behaviors. History is full of reporters interviewing people after the event saying, I did think it was kind of weird that they insert whatever you want. Time and time again, they look back and they think, why did someone not report this? Because reporting does not mean you're overreacting. Reporting means that you're giving trained people the opportunity to assess the situation before it becomes a tragedy. And best case scenario, you might get this person some help they sorely need. And if you ever feel threatened or unsafe, always call 911. Next time you walk into a building, take like 10 seconds and ask yourself, where are the exits? If I had to leave quickly, where would I go? What's a second option if that exit's not available? If I could not leave, what are some options to hide? Can you lock the doors? What could I use to block the doors and block access to me? And what objects around me could help create distance, distractions, or even be used as a weapon? Take note of your physical environment and learn and practice at least 2 exits. It's a small thing, but it's so important. Your brain is building a checklist before your body is under stress. In a crisis, your brain goes to the filing cabinet, opens the file, and if the file is empty, your brain says, stop. I need to build the checklist, and you freeze. Here's some good news, though. Your brain actually doesn't know the difference between doing something or thinking about something. So take some small moments to pause and think about what you would do in an emergency, and you'll start filling up that checklist. Actually, your brain is doing it right now as you're watching this video. It's starting to build the response to active shooter checklist. Some lessons learned. For years, the old mindset was simple. Police would respond to an active shooter event, establish a perimeter, and wait for the tactical or SWAT team. People would lock down and wait for the police. Then came Columbine. At that point, again, police plan, secure the scene, wait for SWAT. People lock down, wait for police. April 20th, 1999, the timeline, 11:19 a.m., and it lasts until 12:08 p.m. The entire event lasted 49 minutes. 13 people were killed, 12 students and 1 teacher. After Columbine, police assessed their response procedure and they changed it. Now law enforcement up to this day is trained to move towards a threat, locate it, isolate it, and stop it. Great. We changed the procedure moving forward. We learned from what happened. Fast forward 8 years later, then came Virginia Tech. Police procedure. Move towards the threat, locate it, isolate it, and stop it. People, lock down, wait for police. April 16, 2007, the timeline, 9:40 a.m. to 9:51 a.m., 11 minutes. 32 people were killed, 27 students and 5 faculty members. Police had changed their response. The event lasted only 11 minutes versus 49 minutes in Columbine, but there were more victims. Why? What didn't change? The average law enforcement national average response is 3 to 5 minutes to an active shooter event. So what were the lessons learned? The police changed what they did, right? Well, the people didn't change. What the lesson is you can't simply wait for the police. You must act. 3 options to survive. 1, run if you can, leave. The first option is always to run. If there's an accessible escape route, get out. Don't hesitate. Even if others are confused, don't wait for permission. Don't stop to gather your belongings. Your life is so much more important than your phone, your bag, your laptop, your coat, or anything else. If you can safely help others, do it, but don't delay your own escape. Warn people not to enter the area as you're leaving. Move away from the sound of violence. Create as much distance as fast as you can as possible. Do not attempt to move wounded people while the threat is still active. I know that's hard. It goes against every human instinct. But if the shooter is still active, staying in the danger area may create more victims. Once you're safely away from the area, call 911. Option 2, hide. If you can't leave, make yourself hard to find. If evacuation is not possible, find a place where the attacker is less likely to find you. A good hiding place should keep you out of view, provide some protections from shots fired, not trap you or completely remove your ability to move if situation changes. Lock the door if you can. Block the door with heavy objects. Sheetrock does not stop bullets. Have something in between you and even walls. Turn off lights. It helps conceal your location. Silence phones. Turn off anything that could make noise. Get behind large objects. Stay low, stay quiet. And this is important. Hiding is not just ducking under your desk and hoping and waiting. It is an active process. You're buying time. You're creating barriers. You're reducing visibility. You are making it harder for the attacker to reach you. And you are forming a plan if needed for option 3. If you're with others, assign tasks quietly. Someone lock the door. Someone block and barricade it. Someone call or text 911 if it's safe to do so. Yes, you can text 911. Don't make noise. Do not open doors for anyone unless you're absolutely sure it's safe or law enforcement gives clear instructions. If in doubt, text 911 and ask them to confirm it's the police. You are not locked in this hide option. If at any point there's a safe exit available, go back to run. Consider alternate exits. Think of windows or even breaking through sheetrock. There is a 16-inch gap between the studs and the wall, and anyone that's fallen into a wall and damaged it will tell you sheetrock is actually pretty easy to break. For reference, a standard size keyboard is about 16 inches wide. If you can fit through that gap, you can escape through a wall. 3, fight. The last resort, full commitment. The third option is to fight. This is obviously the last resort, and only if yours or someone else's life is in imminent danger and you cannot run or get away. Act aggressively. improvise weapons, throw items, yell, commit to your actions. Some ideas for some weapons you might not think about: Stanley water bottles, hot coffee, or fire extinguishers. Fire extinguishers are great because you can spray and cause some confusion and block their view of you, and then you can hit them with it. Commit to your action. Don't hesitate. This is your life. Form a plan. Everyone gets a job. Create chaos, disorient the attacker, and incapacitate the attacker. Distractions and disorientation. Use movement. Use noise. Throw objects. Create distance. Distract, disrupt, and overwhelm. Plan for the swarm method. Assign areas to grab on the person or the attacker. One person grabs the head. One person grabs an arm. One person grabs the waist. One person grabs the leg. One person grabs the weapon. If the attacker is potentially about to gain entry into the room, the first group hides out with multiple objects they can throw. The other group hides around the corner to the side of the anticipated entry point, just out of eyesight. As the attacker enters, they are not anticipating any resistance. You have the element of surprise and disorientation. The first group jumps up, yells loudly, moves around, and throws multiple objects at the attacker. It doesn't matter if what you throw will actually hurt the person, although that's ideal. What matters is it's a natural reaction to duck if something is thrown at you. And that's the moment you gain control. Because as this is happening, the group to the side are ready. The attacker is disoriented, pausing to duck. The swarm team has complete surprise. They rush in, yelling loudly, and take control of the attacker and the weapon before they even know what's happening. You're not powerless. You have options. You can survive. If the choice is between doing nothing and fighting for your life, fight for your life. When law enforcement arrives, when you encounter law enforcement, follow their commands. Keep your hands raised and fingers spread, showing your palms. Do not reach into bags or pockets. Do not hold anything in your hand that can be mistaken as a weapon. And that could be anything. You could be literally holding your cell phone. Don't have anything in your hands. Do not run towards the officers. Do not grab them. And this is very important. If you incapacitate the attacker and have control of the weapon, don't be holding it when the police officers come in. Put it in another room, inside a cabinet, or even flip over a trash barrel, put the weapon underneath it and sit on it. Stay calm, move in the direction they tell you, and understand that they may not have all the information yet. So their job is to identify the threat as quickly as possible. Your job is to make it clear you are not a threat. This is not an easy topic, but avoiding it does not make you safer. Preparedness is your best option. Recognize and report warning signs. Know your environment. Learn at least 2 exits everywhere you go. And if violence does happen, run if you can, hide if you need to, and fight if you must. Call 911 when it's safe, and when law enforcement arrives, follow their commands and keep your hands visible. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be prepared enough to act. Stay aware, stay prepared, stay strong. And remember, stronger people are harder to kill and generally more helpful. Train hard and be kind. Thanks for watching.